once a dad asked his son what present he would like for his approaching 6th birthday. Now, the young boy was usually very precise about the gifts he wanted, even often able to say on which aisle and on which shelf mom or dad could find the present that he wanted. But this time he just gave a pretty general answer. He said, "I would like a ball." And Dad said, "Well, what kind of ball?" He said, "Well, either a football or a soccer ball." And Dad said, "Well, which of those do you prefer more?" And I'll quote his answer directly. He said, "Well, if you have some time to play ball with me this year, I'd really like a football so we could throw it back and forth. But if you're going to be real busy this year, maybe you just better get me a soccer ball because I can play with that by myself." Perhaps there are many of us here, whatever our age, who can understand the loneliness of that little boy who just wanted some time to be with his dad. Or maybe that wasn't the pain you experienced growing up. But pretty much everyone has a father wound. And certainly as I look out at the men here, I see among many of you some wonderful fathering. It is beautiful to see, and I thank you. But even the best of fathers will wound his children. And each of us carries a father wound. Oh, sometimes we think of our dads, well, Dad did the best that he could with what he had. And sometimes we know that he didn't. Our scriptures this weekend each again speak of forgiveness, of the beauty and importance of forgiveness, and the wonderful forgiveness that we receive from God again and again. And then Jesus talks about that forgiveness and changes it to add what was key to him, that each of us who has been forgiven must be ready to forgive others. Today's scriptures remind me in part that on this Father's Day weekend, we must be ready to forgive our dads. To not forgive will cause pain to all those we love. Now, I always think that it'd be easier if those who've hurt us would apologize, maybe even grovel. But sometimes it's never going to happen. And sometimes it's too late. Now, to forgive does not mean to act like no wrong was done. Nor is it to deny the good qualities that we have in our fathers. But forgiveness is, with God's help, to let go of the bitterness that would poison us. And it's so crucial that we would forgive. And since often the ones we need to forgive don't come to us and say, "I am so sorry," I thought that since for some the priest wears the face of your father on some level, and since many of you call me Father, if you would let me, I would like to speak on behalf of your dads. I'd like to wear the face of and be the voice of your father asking for forgiveness. I'll name a number of things that sometimes dads do, maybe not intentionally, but they do to harm their kids. And that maybe some of these apply to you and most don't, or maybe they'll remind you of something. But we began Mass with the question, what do you need to forgive your dad for? And as I speak then, I invite you to hear the voice of your dad living or deceased, and whatever your age. Hear your dad ask for your forgiveness. And so, on behalf of your dad, I say, I am sorry for any ways I treated your mother poorly and did not love her as well as I could have. For that I am truly sorry. And I ask you to forgive me for not having time for you when you needed it the most because I was too busy making a living or getting recognized or honored. I am sorry for all the times I was so busy doing that I did not have time just to be with you. Please forgive me for not letting you get to know me. I didn't very much know how to do that, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for not taking the time to get to know you. I know I missed out too there. It was wrong of me to drink so much, and I know that the whole family suffered. I am so sorry for the pain I caused. Please forgive me for the times I got too angry, yelled too loudly, hit you, called you names, or gave you the silent treatment when all you wanted was connection. You did not deserve to be treated like that. I am sorry that I walked out on the family. I never wanted to abandon you, but I'm afraid that it felt like I did. I pray that you will forgive me. I am so sorry that I was ever embarrassed by you. You are so worth being proud of. It was wrong of me to shame you when you failed. I am so sorry that I shamed you instead of helping you see the blessings of failure and your goodness in the midst of it. Please forgive me that I never let you be enough. I withheld my affirmation because I was afraid it would spoil you, but I see now that it left you even now feeling like you could never be enough. I regret that I pushed you too hard and never let you be a kid. I'm sorry I pushed too hard or for any of the ways I tried to live through you. And I regret that I did not talk to you more about the spiritual side of us and what faith means to me. And I'm sorry that when I died, it left you feeling all alone and that I had left you. I am sorry that I did not ask for your forgiveness earlier and that I did not teach you to forgive and to say I'm sorry, for those are God-like qualities and I failed you. Please forgive me that it seemed like I played favorites. I loved you all, but it must have seemed that I loved your brother or your sister more. please forgive me for not saying I loved you. I tried to show you that I love you, but I wish I would have said those words and said them more. I love you. And there is more that you know that I won't mention now. But for all the ways that I wasn't a truly loving father to you, I am sorry. I am so sorry. And finally, I am sorry that I did not say this to you myself. But it is true. I am sorry. And I hope that you know that I loved you through it all, and that I love you now, and that I will love you forever. As your father, I ask, if you can, please forgive me. Well, hello, buddy. How are you? Oh, I'm mad. You're mad? Oh, okay. At whom are you mad? Is it me? Not this time. Not this time? Okay. Okay, well, at whom are you mad? My dad. You mad at your dad? Why? Not play catch. He wouldn't play catch with you? Oh, okay. Well, that could be sad. Now, tell me about that. Oh, you wanted to play catch with the Jarts? Yeah, okay. Well, see, Big Al, maybe your dad's smart, you see, because you could get hurt doing that. And so I'm probably a good idea, but Big Al, here's the truth. Sometimes we're mad at our dads for things that they did wrong, and sometimes we're mad at them for things that they did right. But it's important to forgive them. Whoa, hard. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? Yeah. You miss them when you're mad? Oh, bless your heart. Well, Big Al, I tell you what, I think today might be a good day. If you're angry at your dad, you could tell him, and tell him why, and then maybe tell him that you forgive him. And if you could, this would be a good day to tell him, I love you. What do you think? I'll try. Bye. And boys and girls, you know, even the people who love us most will sometimes be angry at. And if you're angry at your dad ever, you can tell them. But I hope that when you look at him today, if you're lucky enough to get to see your dad today, that you'll be able to tell that he loves you. Because he does. And if you wonder, you just ask him and listen to what he says. And I hope that you pray for your dads, because theirs is a hard job. And I pray that God will help each of us love and forgive our dads and love well all the children entrusted to our care.